All right, let's talk about something that is quietly, and I mean quietly, draining cash from even the best home service businesses out there. And look, it's not about your marketing budget, it's not about how skilled your team is, it's about one thing: speed. Nailing this is the difference between just getting by and absolutely dominating your local market. So, let's get into it.
So, here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll unpack this silent revenue killer. Then, we're going to bust the more leads myth that costs business owners a fortune. We'll talk about the real human bottleneck in your operation, and then I'll introduce you to your new AI employee. We'll wrap up by looking at the insane ROI and what it really means to have operational certainty.
Okay, first up, the silent revenue killer. We're calling it that for a reason. This isn't some small leak in the boat. This is a massive hidden hole right below the waterline, threatening your entire bottom line.
So I want you to think about this for a second. We're always worried about the other guys, right? The other company's trucks we see driving around town. But what if the competitor that's stealing the most jobs from you isn't another company at all? What if it's just your own response time? Because here's the reality of it. Just picture this. A homeowner, let's call her Sarah. Her water heater goes out at 7 p.m. on a Tuesday. She calls a couple of your competitors. Voicemail. Then she calls you. Instantly, a system engages with her and schedules a tech for the next morning. You just want a customer that your competitors don't even know they lost yet. See, every single call that goes unanswered isn't just a mischance. It's you literally taking cash out of your bank account and handing it to the competitor who is ready to answer. And this leads us straight into a huge misunderstanding in this industry. Section 2, the more leads myth. This is all about why you might be pouring thousands of dollars into marketing and just not seeing the results you should be.
We all fall into this trap. We think the problem is what you see on the left. We just need more leads. So what do? We throw a ton of money at ads, convinced that if the phone just rings more, everything will be fine. But the real problem is on the right. It's the delay. The problem isn't a lack of customers wanting your service, it's the lag time inside your own business.
Yeah, some experts call this a gaping chasm, and that's exactly what it is. It's that dead space, that void where your potential customers are sitting there, getting frustrated, and then they hang up and call the next person on the list. Your marketing dollars did their job. They got them to your door. But that delay, that chasm, meant they never even came inside.
So what's causing this chasm? Well, that brings us right to Section 3, the human bottleneck. And it is so important to understand this isn't about blaming your team. Your people are great. This is about the limitations of the system they have to work within.
Think about it. Your best person in the office. They're amazing, but they're still human. They can only handle one call at a time. They have to take a lunch break. They go home at 5 p.m., which, by the way, is exactly when most homeowners are getting home and realizing they have a problem. This human element, just by its nature, creates a bottleneck, and that bottleneck means missed calls and lost jobs.
So, if the system is the problem, then what's the solution? Well, that leads us right here to Section 4, meet your AI employee. And I really want you to stop thinking about this as another piece of software. Think of this as a new, absolutely essential asset for your business.
So what exactly is an AI employee? Well, think of it as your most reliable, most diligent worker. It's a dedicated resource that's always on, providing instant engagement and qualifying leads for you 24/7, 365, all without you having to add a single dollar to your payroll. It literally never sleeps, so you never miss a lead, ever again.
And the way it works is just so simple and so powerful. Step 1, a customer reaches out anytime, day or night, through a call, a web form, whatever. Step 2, the AI instantly engages with them and qualifies them. Step 3, it books the appointment right on your calendar. And then, Step 4, your skilled team shows up to do what they do best. The AI handles the capture, your team handles the craft. It's that clean.
Okay, so you know the next question is about the money, right? The bottom line. So let's talk numbers. Welcome to Section 5, the ROI hammer. This is where we go head-to-head, comparing the cost of the old way with the raw power of this new approach.
I mean, just look at this comparison. It's staggering. A full-time employee costs you what, 50, 60, 70 grand a year or more for 40 hours of coverage a week? The AI employee? It costs a tiny fraction of that, but gives you 168 hours of perfect, 100% consistent coverage, and oh, by the way, it can handle a virtually unlimited number of leads at the exact same time. It's not even a fair fight. The math is just undeniable.
So what does this actually mean for your bank account?
For a pretty typical million-dollar-a-year business, if you can capture just 10% more of the jobs you're currently missing, that's easily an extra $100,000 in revenue per year. So let's be clear, this isn't about saving a few bucks. This is about generating massive new profit that was basically just evaporating into thin air before.
And this chart really just says it all. You see all that revenue on the left that's being lost to voicemail, to after-hours calls, to just being a little too slow? With this system, that bar doesn't just shrink. It gets captured, converted, and moved over to the right. You're maximizing the potential of every single lead you already get.
So what does this all add up to? Well, it brings us to our last and maybe most important point, Section 6, Installing Operational Certainty. Because this is about way more than technology. This is about fundamentally changing how your business runs, for the better.
And this quote right here, this is the promise. It's about getting rid of that frantic, chaotic, unpredictable feeling of managing leads and replacing it with a system that is rock solid, predictable, and actually built for growth.
And just to be super clear, this is not some DIY chatbot you have to figure out on your own. No way. This is a complete, done-for-you system that's installed directly into your business. The AI gets trained on your specific services, your pricing, your whole process. It's totally integrated and managed, which makes this a real operational partnership. So we'll leave you with this one last question to really think about. If every single time your phone rings and you miss it, you are literally handing a gift of revenue directly to your biggest competitor, how generous can you really, truly afford to be?